Inside a silent courtroom, a 3-year-old girl gently reaches for a police dog's ear. Everyone leans forward, holding their breath. Then she whispers something so unexpected that the judge, lawyers, even the dog's handler, freeze. What could a toddler possibly say that changes the entire case? This is the true story of courage, innocence, and a 4-legged hero. Stay with us to hear every heart-stopping moment of what unfolded that day. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. The wooden doors of the county courthouse swung open with a soft creak, and every head turned. Afternoon light spilled across polished benches, catching the serious faces of lawyers, reporters, and quiet spectators. At the center of it all sat a 3-year-old girl in a pale blue dress, her small shoes tapping nervously against the oak floor. Beside the witness stand rested a seasoned German shepherd, a trained police dog named Hunter. He lay alert yet calm, ears flicking at each rustle in the crowded room. The judge adjusted his glasses, silence thickening until even the hum of the ceiling fan felt loud. Everyone sensed something unusual. This wasn't an ordinary hearing, and the tiny witness and watchful dog were about to prove it. This courtroom drama began weeks earlier, when a late-night break-in at a quiet suburban home left investigators puzzled. Evidence of a struggle was clear, but key details remained hidden. The homeowner, a young single mother, had been found unconscious but alive. Her little daughter was the only person who might have seen what happened. Police collected fingerprints and interviewed neighbors, yet nothing fit neatly together. A single muddy footprint near the back door and faint traces of an unknown scent were the only clues. That trail led to the K-9 unit, where Hunter and his handler, Officer Ramirez, became central to the investigation. Today's hearing wasn't routine testimony. It was a last attempt to uncover truth. Everyone knew that the smallest voice in the room might finally unlock the mystery. As the judge called for a brief recess, the little girl's wide eyes drifted toward Hunter. She tilted her head, almost curious, and then slid carefully off her chair. The soft scrape of her shoes on the wooden floor echoed in the hushed courtroom. Hunter lifted his head immediately. His dark eyes softened and his tail gave a gentle, measured wag. Without a single command, he leaned forward until his nose nearly touched the child's tiny hand. Spectators held their breath as she giggled quietly, brushing her small fingers through the dog's thick fur. Officer Ramirez watched in surprise. Hunter was trained to remain still during hearings, yet something about this child invited a different response. The connection felt immediate and unspoken. Two hearts recognizing each other in a room heavy with tension. When the judge returned, order settled like a heavy blanket. The little girl remained close to Hunter, one hand still resting on his neck. Then in a small, steady voice, she leaned forward and whispered something into the dog's ear. The sound was so soft that only Hunter heard it, yet the change in him was instant. His ears shot up, muscles tense, eyes locked on the far side of the courtroom. A single low bark escaped, sharp enough to echo off the paneled walls. Every head turned. The judge paused mid-sentence, gavel frozen in the air. Lawyers exchanged startled glances while the gallery fell completely silent. Even Officer Ramirez looked stunned. Hunter never broke discipline. The child looked up, her face calm but serious. Hunter knows where the bad man is, she said clearly, sending a chill through everyone present. A stunned hush lingered before Officer Ramirez crouched beside the girl. "Sweetheart, can you tell me again?" he asked gently. The child nodded and pointed a tiny finger toward the back row of the courtroom. Hunter followed her motion instantly. He rose from his sit-stay, body stiff, eyes locked like a laser on a man seated near the exit. The man shifted uneasily under the sudden attention. "He came in the night," the little girl said softly, her voice trembling but clear. "He hurt Mommy." Gasps rippled through the gallery. Hunter let out a deep, unmistakable alert bark, the signal he used when he found a suspect's scent. Ramirez's heart pounded. This wasn't coincidence. The child's simple words and the dog's sharp instinct fit together like pieces of a hidden puzzle, forcing everyone to see the case in a startling new light. Two deputies moved swiftly toward the man as whispers filled the courtroom. He tried to stand, but Hunter lunged forward with a commanding bark, halting him in place. The sudden authority of the dog silenced the crowd like a slammed door. Judge Whitman leaned forward. "Officers, detain that individual immediately," he ordered, his gavel striking once. The suspect's eyes darted, searching for escape, but the aisle was already blocked. Within minutes, detectives verified that the man matched a long-sought suspect connected to the break-in. A hidden bruise on his hand and a partial shoe print matched the evidence from the crime scene. As the confirmation came through, a collective gasp spread across the gallery. The child clutched Hunter's fur for comfort, unaware of the magnitude of her help, while the trained dog stood proud and unwavering beside her. Relief swept through the courtroom like a sudden breeze after a storm. The suspect was handcuffed and escorted out, his earlier defiance melting into silence. Judge Whitman removed his glasses and looked toward the child, his expression softening. "You've helped us more than you know," he said gently, voice carrying warmth instead of formality. The girl offered a shy smile, still holding Hunter's thick collar. Tears welled in her mother's eyes as paramedics assured her that justice was finally within reach. Officer Ramirez knelt to meet the little girl's gaze. "You and Hunter are a brave team," he told her. The gallery erupted into quiet applause, an unusual but heartfelt tribute. In that moment, innocence and instinct had outshone doubt and danger, proving that courage can come from the smallest voice and the most loyal companion. When the courtroom finally emptied, Judge Whitman invited the child and her mother to the bench. "Today justice was served because of you," he said, presenting a small medal to the little girl and another to Hunter. The child giggled as she slipped the ribbon over the dog's sturdy neck. Outside, cameras flashed, but the toddler seemed more fascinated by Hunter's wagging tail than the reporters. Officer Ramirez knelt beside her, handing over a biscuit for Hunter. "This hero deserves his treat," he said with a proud smile. As the family prepared to leave, the mother whispered her gratitude to the officers and hugged the handler. Viewers watching this moment would remember one simple truth: bravery doesn't always roar. Sometimes it speaks in a child's quiet words and a faithful dog's steadfast heart, turning an ordinary day into an unforgettable story of courage.